The Indian Brahmos missile, which smashed 11 Pakistani air bases, will soon lead Armenia's defense against any Azerbaijani aggression. Brahmos gave nightmares to the Pakistani military.
Ballistic missiles अभी launch किए हैं, एक नूर खान एयरपोर्ट पे गिरा.
Now Azerbaijan could become its next target. Indian Akash-NG missiles are also armed and ready to take out Azeri JF-17s, known as flying tin cans it bought from Islamabad. Prime Minister Modi's power move is also set to rattle Erdogan and shatter Turkey's dream of regional dominance.
We both know that these are ties very, very deeply rooted in history.
India and Armenia are about to take their bilateral relations further as they finalize a massive $4 billion arms deal. Armenia is keen to buy not just the Brahmos missile, but also the Indian Akash-NG air defense missile shield. Reports also suggest that secret negotiations are also ongoing for Armenia to buy Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jets from India, though a deal has not been finalized yet. We'll get you all these details, but first, why is Armenia arming itself? Does it fear another Azerbaijani attack, just like the Nagorno-Karabakh war back in 2020? Tensions between Armenia and Azerbaijan have been ongoing for decades. The two countries' leaders recently met in Washington in the presence of US President Donald Trump on August 8th in what was claimed to be a historic peace agreement. But clearly, mistrust remains and fear of another war is very real. Azerbaijan is arming itself and even bought 40 JF-17 fighter jets. Why? Of course, the reason is to establish total military superiority over smaller Armenia. Even though Armenia may not officially disclose it yet, it is in negotiations with India to buy 8 to 12 Sukhoi 30 fighter jets.
Relationship between our nations extends far beyond these 34 years.
Indian defense manufacturing company, the HAL, which has built over 200 of these jets for the Indian Air Force, will manufacture these jets for Armenia. After Pinaka rocket launchers, Akash air defense, and ATAGS artillery guns, the most fearsome Indian weapon in Armenia's arsenal could soon become the Brahmos missile. They are also looking to acquire the Brahmos missile system, which destroyed 11 Pakistani air bases during India's precision strikes in Operation Sindoor. Along with that acquisition, they are also interested in a co-production framework so that Armenia can get the components of this missile and assemble in their country under license. Armenia is also reportedly interested in technology transfer, training support, maintenance facilities, and local production arrangements to ensure that the two nations have a long-term industrial as well as operational cooperation. When finalized, this would become India's largest ever defense export order and Armenia's biggest defense import agreement. Brahmos is a supersonic cruise missile developed jointly by India and Russia, which has a top speed of Mach 2.8 to Mach 3. It has a fire-and-forget guidance system and a range of 290 kilometers, which has now been extended from 350 kilometers to 400 kilometers. Brahmos is also equipped with sea-skimming capabilities. Other features are low radar cross-section, circular error probable of just 1 to 2 meters, warhead capacity of 200 to 300 kilograms. Launch platforms are land-based, sea-based, as well as airborne. Reports state that upcoming versions of Brahmos like the Brahmos-NG and Brahmos-2 are expected to have 800 kilometers operational range and speeds of Mach 5 and Mach 8. Armenia's $4 billion defense deal with India comes at a time when they are trying to diversify their defense suppliers, especially to move away from Russian dominance in order to modernize its air defense, missile capabilities, and artillery capabilities amid constant security threats, not just from Azerbaijan, but also Turkey. Over the past decades, Russia had been Armenia's largest arms supplier, but now Armenia is looking towards India's cutting-edge defense technology technology, given Moscow's involvement in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Back in 2022, Armenia had become the first international buyer of India's Akash air defense system. Impressed by its performance, Armenia now wants the upgraded, longer-range Akash-NG air defense shield from India. While the Akash had a range of 30 kilometers, the upgraded Akash-NG can strike down enemy aircraft at 70 to 80 kilometers range and even incoming missiles, making it the perfect shield against Baku's new JF-17 threat. The Akash-NG medium-range surface-to-air missile system is developed by India's DRDO and produced by Bharat Dynamics Limited. Since 2023, Armenia has become one of the top buyers of India's defense equipment alongside the United States of America and France. Over the years, India has supplied advanced weaponry to Armenia, including the Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launchers, Concourse anti-tank guided missiles, 155mm howitzer guns, the Advanced Towed Artillery Gun System or ATAGS. Of course, we mentioned the Akash air defense system and Zen anti-drone systems alongside small arms and ammunition. Here's a brief recap and the list of weapons and deals signed between India and Armenia over just the last few years. Back in 2020, the two countries signed a $40 million deal to buy 4 Swati weapon locating radars. Then in 2022, India and Armenia signed another agreement worth $720 million for 15 Akash IS surface-to-air missile defense system, becoming again the first foreign country to buy India's air defense shield. From 2022 to 2023, India supplied weapons worth $1.5 billion, which included the supply of Pinaka multiple rocket launch systems, ATAGS 155mm artillery howitzers, and Concourse anti-tank missiles. Anti-drone systems like the Zen were also supplied along with arms and ammunition. In total, India and Armenia have signed weapons deals worth around $2 to $3 billion. This not only gave a big boost to Armenia's defense modernization efforts, but was also one of India's largest defense export successes till date. India-Armenia also appointed defense attachés to each other's embassies in Yerevan and New Delhi. The India-Armenia deal allows massive growth for both the countries in multiple sectors, including industrial growth and links, job creation, export market expansion, especially for India, diplomatic leverage for India in Central Asia and beyond, and boosting Armenia's air defense posture and strike capabilities. However, there are a few challenges that the two countries may have to face while executing such a massive defense deal. Challenges in finalizing the MOUs, clear export requirements along with budget and regulatory hurdles. Challenges may arise in delivery timelines and integration of such weapons in Armenia's military. Transfer of sensitive equipment and technical know-how would also need to be managed. But when finalized, this deal could shift regional dynamics and become a deterrent against any Turkish or Azeri aggression towards Armenia. During India's war on Pakistani terror groups during Operation Sindoor, Azerbaijan had openly backed Islamabad, while Erdogan's Turkey went a step further and even supplied armed drones along with arms and ammunitions to be used against India. So what do you believe? Should India now arm Armenia with the most powerful Brahmos missiles against Azerbaijani and Turkish threats? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.